Hi, I'm Jane Doherty from Georgian University's Career Services, and I'm going to share with you today my top 10 interviewing tips. Interviewing tip number one, do some research on the company, the hiring manager, and the job description. You want to make sure before you even arrive at the company, you understand who you're interviewing with, more about the company and what they stand for, and the exact position you're going for. This will go a long way for you in the interview. Interviewing tip number two, review common interview questions and think about your answers. The best way to do this is through mock interviews. You can set up a mock interview with one of us from Career Services, or you can access Big Interview, a software program on our Career Services website that allows you to do a mock interview from home. You record yourself on your computer, you can watch it back and get feedback in real time. Interview tip number three, dress for success. This means dress professionally, not casually. So you wouldn't wear the same outfit you would wear out to a club with friends to an interview. If you need more descriptors, please contact us at Career Services. Interview tip number four, arrive on time, relaxed, and prepared for an interview. The general rule of thumb is to arrive at least 10 minutes before your assigned time. That way it gives you time to find exactly where you're meant to be and relax a minute. Being prepared means bring fresh copies of your resume and a pad to write on and a pen. That's it. Interview tip number five, make good first impressions. Basically, this means be friendly and courteous to everybody you come in contact with at that company. You have no idea how much influence receptionists may have over the person that's interviewing you. Interview tip number six, be authentic, upbeat, focused, confident, and concise. This seems like a long list, but all of these things are important. With practice, mock interviewing, research, and preparation, you should be able to pull all of these things off in an interview. Interview tip number seven, remember the importance of body language. This means be mindful of your fidgeting. Make sure you're keeping good eye contact with those you're speaking to. Don't tap your pen or twirl your hair. All of these things are things we do without even thinking. So Big Interview, the software I mentioned before, is a great way to video yourself and see exactly how you look when you're in an interview. That way you can try to curb any habits you may have that would give an employer a sense you may not be listening or focused. Interview tip number eight, ask insightful questions. This is really important. Any interview you go on, they will ask you towards the end, do you have any questions for me? We recommend you bring a list of 5 to 7 questions that you could ask an employer at the end of an interview. Now you won't ask all 5, but it's good to have that many in case some of them have already been addressed while you were speaking to the employer. It's a great tip. Interview tip number 9, sell yourself. Many of us are uncomfortable selling ourselves to people. We don't feel like we can talk about how great we are, but this is one day it's important for you to let this employer know how great you are. What are all the great things you've done and can bring to their company and help them out? Once you've let them know how unique you are and how great you'd be for their company, you can close the deal by asking, what are the next steps in the interview process? Or you can ask, when do you think you'll be making a decision about this position? These are both good and effective ways to close the deal. And finally, interview tip number 10, thank the interviewers in person before you leave that day. And then within 24 hours, send them out an email thank you or regular mail thank you, not both, thanking them for their time and considering you for the job. And that's it. That wraps up my top 10 interview questions. There's a lot more you could do to prepare for the interview, but these are my top 10 tips. Please feel free to reach out, and we'll see you soon in Career Services. Thanks.